another elimination or not be able to get one more elimination, that might be those 10 points you need at the end.
Yeah, I'm breaking down his gameplay just a bit. What I've seen both games from him, actually, I'm not sure if his teammate has survived to late game, but it's just been late game prowess. He's surviving, he's holding mid to high ground, and he's kind of just staying a little low key. I think he dropped to low ground early in game one due to the boombox, but game two, he did a good job just securing that mid ground, sneaking his way on, and really late game has been supporting him.
Right, well, we are ready to get into game three. As you said, it can all change in a heartbeat. We've got Golden Boy and Monster D-Face to bring you this one. Of course, take it away, gentlemen.
All right, well, thank you so much, Richard and the desk, for the breakdown. Looking forward to seeing how these players are going to perform here. You got Golden Boy, Monster D-Face back on the horn as we get ready for round number 3. It was insanity at the close of round 2. Expecting no different here for round 3, Monster.
Yeah, that was a really good game 2. But jumping into game 3, let's talk about this bus split right here. Completely 50-50ing the map, northeast to southwest here. Everyone's going to get a piece of the pie here. And that's exactly what you want when it's an opening hand. You want the bus to just kind of fever you. And this here gives everyone an opportunity to touchdown fair and square.
You know, I've been talking to some folks in between the breaks on Reddit and stuff. And it's been interesting to hear the observations of a lot of the fans that have been watching, you know, because we've been seeing these events with the pop-up cup format. And for me, I think some people are like, oh, I really like pop-ups. I kind of wish it was like this. But I kind of enjoy the fact that we're seeing kind of quote-unquote vanilla Fortnite, if you will, be played in Season 7. There's clearly just been a lot of learnings. It's what we all play when we're at home, right? Unless you do the pop-up cups all the time. So I kind of like what we're seeing. I like the flow here.
Yeah, without a doubt. This is like high-risk Fortnite. And what we're used to recently is, you know, pop-up cup style where you can do reckless things and get your HP back. You really, you know, you see the Bravo C type plays. Now it's back to conservation, and you really got to be confident when you dumping in, you know, in diving into these bases here.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to get healed back. You don't want to get touched. You got to be flawless on these plays here.
Again, you know, it's just different flavors, right? And I think you can enjoy, you know, Fortnite in a variety of ways.
Yeah.
That's what makes the game so special. But yeah, so let's kind of get back into the action here. Talk about Aiden and Keun, who have had up and down games. I think round 2 was not as favorable for them as round 1 was, where they found themselves in that first place position based solely on the eliminations that they managed to accrue. Now they've kind of been put on notice here and tilted. Of course, Aiden never one to back down. And then you got Triggy and Harmful. They have I think they have a cheer squad here as well that's rooting them on. There they are.
There they are.
Without fail,
and
every time.
Just to jump on that, yeah, their mistake was, you know, spending a little too much time on these guys. You want to get in and get out, and if people are being a little too passive, you know, maybe it's not the battle for you, and it's Tendons who's putting a trap here down. He's already lost Hysteria. He's in a bad situation, but that shot trade right there was so massive. He can win this exchange here. Even though it's a 2v1, they have no shield, and Tendons is in the advantage here. If Crispy just gets blown on, he is out of here.
Yeah, this is not going to look good. Wish and Crispy have a lot of control, at the very least, in that high ground. Wish needs to make a play, but let's see what Tendons is going to do. Creeps around the corner. He's going to play this one slowly. And actually, he's going to get called out in the middle of the street now. The battle's going to ensue, and the CLG guys don't have a lot of help now. As Tendons is going to jump up into the fight, get right into his face, and that's going to be a down onto Wish. Another player, though, and I think I just saw the TSM guys get a limbs in the feed, but that will be
Tendons. With the aggressive, he knows he has a grappler, he knows he has shield. He didn't hear any heals go off, which sound cues are important in this game. Yes. So he knew for a fact, oh, Crispy, you're on whites. Wish is on whites. I'm going for it. And he makes a play with a tactical shotgun, which is oddly enough. Wait, but I'm saying perfect for the situation. You want the high fire? He had it.
Tac shotgun's great. Okay. Anyone who tells me otherwise, you're just a couple haters. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
That's it.
Okay, so look at this. Say it.
I like how you just casually want to move on from that conversation.
Like, hey, man.
we've been down this road before.
I give kudos to the 001% of Tac shotgun community. Okay, they exist
cord,
in some dark corner here or there.
Tac cord.
The Tac cord.
I'm gonna invite anyone who wants to join it. Okay, to join the Tac shotgun cord. All right, so
what do we think about Zayt not picking up the young boombox right there?
You know, I actually think that as far as him not going for the boombox, I'm not bothered by it because you're going to find more later on. It's not like the boombox that was the only one that he was ever going to run into. I think that the grapple, the rockets, the explodes provide way more variety right now. But I wouldn't be shocked. They know that other people are going to have it, right? So they don't really need to pick it up right now.
Yeah, and you saw in the feed there, Gang C's just picking up some massive elims here. So another team down for these guys. Jill Mock takes out our favorites, Fulmer, that must have went out in Retail Row because they're landing at Poverty Zone over there by the racetrack or something like that. So Zay, this is the ideal situation, the uncontested loot lake. So far, so good.
Ooh.
And Jo and Tembo now to wrap up Sofa, so they did get both of them.
Man, Sofa and Fulmer have just not been having a good run here. And I'm genuinely shocked because they are so good. And for this to be the case, it's just really unfortunate for them. But Aiden's actually going to be in a world of hurt here. He only has 7 HP and a dream. He needs to pop that mini as soon as he possibly can. I think Harmful is going to go down. Tricky Swords, though, is going to be in the action. Aiden will have 2 Splodes. And he knows that there's going to be a player lingering about. He just has to be very careful about how he does this. He's going to knock Triggy down there with that Splode. Is his teammate there for the follow-up? I wonder what Kayun's going to be doing in this situation. And Aiden, he has control. He's just playing this one out slowly.
Yeah, Aiden needs Kayun to back him up here. Aiden actually just popped off an RPG shot there that backed off his opponents and I think got the knock initially. Kayun's turtled up below him. He's got to make a counter rotation and get under this build here because it's Spaceline and Replays that are looking to also clean this up. No one has shield here.
This is not good for Aiden and Kayun because if, let's say, Tricky ends up getting picked off, right? Remember, as we mentioned before, you don't get the HP back, right? So because of that, you will get jumped on, and there goes that pesky Stormwing that's going to force everyone to have to go down to the low ground. Aiden's going to have to get out of dodge on that one. Some more defense coming through here. I believe this is going to be Triggy's screen.
Aiden really getting away with murder there because not only was he hit by a stinker that almost took him out, it was the Storming that nearly finished him there too. So now Spaceline finds the knock here on Aiden. Aiden is down. Kayun's got to either scramble for him or counter pressure the teammate up above, which is Spaceline, who's watching this battle here. I don't think Triggy knows he's down in the bottom left.
No. Otherwise, he would have went right for it. Would have dived that right away, but he's actually going to go right for them. Try to see if he can push the FaZe boys back as we go away from Tilted. There's some more action going on with Vitality and TSM. Hamlin's going up against Roby, and Hamlin's is going to go down. Is reverse 2K there to kind of pick up the slack. We know that Hamlin's was going to get thirsted there, and that's going to be goodbye. Aiden finally out of that one. You saw it in the action feed for the time being, and we're just looking at a bunch of POVs right now, cycling through all the players as the action's starting to get pretty crazy here in Circle 2.
And you can tell players are getting absolutely comfortable here as time goes on. Game 3 is a trade-off between Triggy and Kayun there. So bye-bye, you know, that Ghost Squad right there.
If one can't win Tilted, no one can win Tilted.
Yeah, they're both taken out here. So, you know, mano a mano, handshake, fair square, another just clash, right? Just clash right there. So here is Zip and Joystick. And I just want to touch upon Reverse and Hamlin's going against the EU boys. Wherever Hamlin's and Reverse are playing off of, they're just contesting all the EU dudes here, giving them a hard time. But EU just comes out on top right there. Roby with a fantastic headshot.
A magnet for Europe, you know? Just imagine Hamlin's, just a little magnet just of the European flag just latching onto him every single time. Can't seem to get away from them. But here goes FaZe, Tempo, and Jalmok. And I think, okay, so this is Badger and Boo. And Badger and Boo, man, these are the guys that got picked off by Myth and K-Sid earlier in round 2. These guys, they will push you.
We're about to see the boom box, though. These, I think Jo had 4 booms here. Yeah,
boy.
He's looking for an opportunity. He's letting Tempo set up first. Tempo's actually diving in headfirst by himself here.
Tempo does not care. He's going to go right into shark-infested waters, and I got to respect that. Jo not using the boom box quite yet, but come on, drop the beat, man. The boombox is not a toy. Badger,
That's
though.
what happens when you dive in just a little too aggressively. You got to respect these guys. They're competitive players. Just because they're coming through the qualifiers doesn't mean you got or you can't respect him.
You gotta respect.
These guys are hitting the shots right there. So I know what they were trying to do. They were trying to set up a split focus, which is, you know, ideal. But, you know, for JL was a little too passive because he didn't have the HP. So that shows confidence. Confidence in PvP is so important. And it's a little bit of a different play style, right? When we saw Aiden on no HP, he was hyper aggressive and still going for it. Jo, even with low HP, it's just, it wasn't his comfort zone.
But I have to address this. Would you have dropped the boombox there and told Tempo, okay, get ready for this?
It's what it should have been, but that's what happens when new items are implemented into the game so short. Your brain isn't wired to say boombox play, right?
Yeah.
Not until you get that comfortability with the items. So he probably just forgot. And looking back after, you know, he's probably gonna criticize himself a little bit. Boombox was the perfect opportunity there.
Yeah, very true. But the action continues at Tilted Towers. Replays is going to go down. You hear the music, and the boombox is shutting down any builds. And Space Lion, he needs
this guy can build the booms, just shutting it all down. Bye-bye, Space.
Yep.
And, you know, respectable shot there, though. Flexen takes out Space and Replays, but it was a trade shot. So Space actually connects first, even on no HP. So Flexen gets lucky for being at max HP here, to be fair.
Didn't have much of a chance there, especially considering that he had 8 HP. He had the med kit, but he was just getting pushed on. And the Stormwings for this squad, for Flexen and Curve. Okay, I like that. Okay, Redwater tried to go for that scope, but didn't land it. That would have been nasty onto Cease.
Now, we saw Redwater and JR really put on, what, close to 7 eliminations, something like that in the previous game. So these guys, they can chop it up real good. Their HP's so low right here.
And I believe these are the two guys that actually met here at WSOE 3 and teamed up. I could be wrong, but I believe these are the two single guys who had to find a way to work together. But unfortunately for them, they're going to have to go back to the drawing board to cease and elevate. They're going to shut that one down. That's 4 eliminations there, and not bad at all. 78 players remaining.
78 players remaining, and they have 4 elims. They are putting in, they're putting down players for what it's worth in this lobby here. And it looks like the brunt of the player base is down to the south here. To be expected, it's a super north zone here. Myth somehow finding himself at the outermost edges where you want to be, so no one, you know, is behind you because you have that water for natural, you know, counter protection in a way here. And they have 2 eliminations as well. Myth and Kacid have been picking up elims.
Yeah, and 2 elims, that's 20 points for them. Obviously, they're not, you know, putting up like Aiden numbers here, where Aiden was able to get so many eliminations, and
not yet.
or even Funk Bomb, not yet. But there's plenty of time left in this game. They were at 37th place, I believe, what we saw just a second ago. And there's Breezy and Kree at 10. And oh no, he's gonna eat so much fall damage there, and that is, actually, did he eat fall damage? It looked like he was.
He did take a little bit of damage here. MVP definitely looking to prioritize the ramps here and take these guys off the high ground. So far, so good, but Kacid is just holding it down. Whoever put that boombox down really worked against them. And now they're saying, you know what, it's time to rotate. We have a long zone. They got to start this rotation early because they picked a fight that they can't necessarily finish unless they full commit right now.
Breezy looking for it. There goes the boombox low there.
He's not too sure if someone's left behind. They don't want to get caught off guard, so they're just double checking.
Yeah.
And now they know the coast is clear, and Myth and Kacid are long gone through what is the block.
Yeah, they are not worrying about them at all. We have the block here, new area that was added, and as a matter of fact, the block saw just an overall new. You know, new structures being added here as well. Always fun to see an area that's just constantly evolving. But for now, though, let's actually listen in on Myth and Kacid.
We need to kill that team, if anything.
We don't need to force anything, but yeah,
I know,
probably.
but we need mats.
Yeah, probably.
They're going to be rotating toward us. We should honestly keep an eye.
I don't want to
keep
fight
an eye
in
on the
Storm,
rotate.
and then everyone in zone holds us. Because look, there's still 76 alive. We should
Alright, let me know when you want to go.
Yeah, I want to move in. I want to move
Move
in.
now? Okay.
Yeah.
Why are we getting shot at?
So you guys can see there just the enemies all around Myth. The call-outs are coming, and so far, so good for these guys here. The conversation between Kacid and Myth there, it was clear that they were surrounded, and Kacid's like, we got to get out of here now before the storm moves. And you just saw all the bases. People were really set up around them.
Yeah, there was a lot of activity happening at that point in time. But for now, though, Myth and Kacid, they're going to be able to get out of here with a good amount of health, shields, loot as well. And Actually, they're going to be engaging some players here.
Yeah, I think Kaysid must have found some whites right here. So this is the call for full go, and it's a full send, but Optic... It's that Optic Gunfly who's pelting out from the outside here. But Grom TV turning things around after popping the mini, so they are back just like that. And now it's Myth who's in the low ground with the 1v1 against someone else. Manages to pull off the ramp to save himself. And he's in a scramble right now.
Those rockets flying in. He's looking, he's peeking around, seeing if he can find anybody.
Lovely positioning by Kaysid and Myth to regather themselves and get to one another. You never know when your opponent has an RPG, and just like that, one quick distraction and they can reset. That's dynamite.
You hear the dynamite, that pesky dynamite. That's always going to be a difficult thing because not only does it just wipe out any of those structures, it will deal a decent amount of damage to you as well. Just something you don't want to stick around by. And you have Motor and Grom. They're going to have that high ground. They see exactly where they're going to be moving. And another thing of note is that Myth and Kaysid, or Myth at the very least, not a lot of resources.
No, so Kaysid seemed to have been, in a pretty tight situation. Just looking at Grom's resources here, they need this elimination. They kind of have to full commit here. They already, put in about 200 resources to the battle and didn't get anything for it. All they lost was health and shield. They know these guys are somewhat weak. You kind of have to commit. So what they're doing now is they're taking their time and probably trying to hold them out, but nope, too late. Now all eyes are on them. Lucky for them, they're in an area where there's a lot of natural cover, so this rotation should be relatively okay. But it's not going to last long if they can't find an Elam.
They just got to get to a spot where they can be comfortable, right? They need to just have a moment to rest and figure out what the plan is. But we're going to go to some other players here for right now. We have Ramza Wolf along with Blix. No eliminations for them. Vinny and Zextro. Vinny has 2. They're still going to be in this fight. And I like that we're going to get a good old Wailing Woods battles. As you mentioned, natural cover. Really annoying to build around as well, especially if you're trying to rotate.
Yeah, definitely annoying when it comes down to PvP. You don't want to, encounter what is a natural structure just right in front of you. You can't just do much about that. And at least if you do not have much material, you can use this to your benefit. But this is also going to just allow more people to stay alive for longer until the next zone rotates. So just a little bit of what we saw in Game 1 where the zone played a big factor in how much people were alive towards the end. This one as well. When you have natural cover like this everywhere, it's going to play a huge factor on how battles are taken.
Punisher and Unicorn, some of our qualifying players, also top players in their own right. Rio and Animal.
Also qualifying players here. Fantastic. Proving that, all they need is one and done.
Got some good squads here, man. Some great teams.
Definitely some notable duos. These guys are grinders in the community. Funk Bomb, or previous winner, still alive. FlyQuest, Crunch, and Hansel still alive as well. Also leading the zone push here. This is where you want to be because now it's their turn to start, playing some counter aggro. And it's Funk Bomb who's going to get targeted here. Lovely teamwork with the RPG pump shotgun combo, but they're not going to connect on Clips at all. Clips is the weaker player here.
See how this one's going to play out now as we go over to Hansel and Crunch, and they see Funk Bomb right there. They're trying to hit him. They do manage to nail him with a couple shots. Clips
Double
is
heavy AR, man. That's a lot of damage per second coming out of those two things.
And a minigun?
Minigun chopping up right here. Not sure who's got that. Might have been Lamar. I see his name down on the feed right here. More RPG shots. You got to be careful on how you use these. And it actually connects. Bye-bye Funk Bomb.
Oh, man. And they're going to get a launch pad from that, too.
Huge. So can Clips now put up the big performance and follow suit as his teammate did in the past? It's up to Clips to kind of stay alive here. He's got the zone in his favor, but can he clutch?
Clips was very humble in his interview, right? Talking, a big talk for Funk Bomb. Now it's going to be his moment to shine. Sean picks off 2 in the action feed. I believe that was Hogman and somebody else. Zextro also gets 1 for his effort. We have 54 players remaining. And the storm is going to start moving.
Domru catching an Elim as well now. And by the next zone, 50% of this lobby is going to be gone here. This is where we're approaching that 50 players just cannot.
The scramble.
The scramble for survival here it's going to be unfolding soon. Bye-bye to Lothar's shield and HP there as Saf is just beaming away.
And this is a diabolical duo to have left here in these final few circles, man. I mean, Saf and Zayt, these guys are savages. Look for them to pick off any stragglers if they're not careful. This is going to be it, though. Got a couple seconds remaining before that storm moves.
Moore catches JL. Lamar has no shield, so Moore's still up here. And this is a long rotation coming right out into the open soon, so no more trees for natural cover. We're about to see everyone pretty much hit that exposed point. Zexro and Vinny, 3 elims. That's 30 points for them so far.
I like that Zexro still staying alive here, man. I mean, that's big for him. He hasn't had the best of games in round 1 and round 2. Sapphin's 8, same thing here. Now here comes the rotation.
Clips finds himself an elim without Bug Bomb here, so it looks like he's still putting in work. Optic Baldy's going to get taken out here.
Motor's going to be gone as well. Now the players are going to start to die. You got Morgassi who's going to take out Hats. And the players now moving with that storm. So this is really just as you move along, you're just figuring it out, right? You just don't have enough time to think. You need to just make moves. You're kind of just relying on instinct at this moment to just stay alive, then get ready for this next rotation, which goes out even further. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting.
This is where competitive experience really shines here. Players like Rosuro know exactly what to do, either hold high ground or get ahead of the storm, push players back. You see players like Saf right there. He was pushing players back. Saf finds himself an elim there as well. Moore finds Sean. So Morg, another player that knows what to do here, catches Aspect, catches Karos. Morg is lighting up the feed here. Saf catches another. This is what you want to do. Stay ahead of the zone and beat players while they rotate. Players that are inexperienced don't know what to do. Exactly. This is where you get the elims.
Finally, he gets picked off by Zexro. Joystick's going to go down there, courtesy of Saf. You're going to have 4 players, 4 eliminations for Saf and Zayt. That's going to be another one. Zayt's going to go down, though, and you kind of just got to leave your teammate to the storm. There's not much you could do here. 18 players left in this lobby.
Right in that was
right
perfectly anticipated. Saf knew he was going to turn that corner. He had a pressure down. Saf is killing it right now in the mid grounds. Now for the high ground take. Hello. He's up here.
Love it. Love what I'm seeing here from Saf. That's 7 eliminations for Saf and Zayt. If Saf keeps this one going, he could find himself with a victory royale. He wanted to get that golden pump as well because that would have been beautiful. Such a strong weapon to have, especially when a player needlessly rotate, or I shouldn't say needlessly, but foolishly rotating up on that ramp and not covering his side. He's going to get Blix there, drops him down, and that's just going to be one right to the face.
And no one is safe. Saf's confidence is through the roof right here. I'm ready for the grappler play for the high ground. He might go for it. And actually, this player's giving up the zone up top, so it's all him now. He's sitting over DMO. Oh, there's multiples up there. Oh, gosh, Ghost is all up in this zone right now.
They got a lot of people around. Savage is playing for that control. He's see if he can hold this one down now. Rockets, oh no, Rockets, and he's gonna get hit by Demo. Demo's gonna shut him down, but Demo gets dropped by Harrians now, and we got Elevate down low because he just really has a prayer here. That's gonna be an elim onto Animal, and that will do it. The victory royale goes to Cowboy and Harrions.